Scotty B.
It's Sports Talk with Scotty Burrell.
Either you can or you don't want.
It's Sports Talk with Scotty Burrell.
We go hard in the paint. Oh boy, you better bring it. Sports Talk, a conversation with Coach Scotty Burrell. Either you can or you don't want. Now, here's your host, Coach Scotty Burrell.
Hey, welcome to Sports Talk. I'm Coach Scotty Burrell. Either you can't or you don't want. Man, today we at Lafayette Renaissance, man. What a great interview we're about to embark on. Everybody, let's welcome Coach Trev Faulk.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Well, Sports Talk conversation, man. Today we have, especially with Trev Faulk. He was an All-American linebacker that played at LSU. Went on to the NFL, known for his fierce tackling and leadership on the field. Trev's legacy continued to inspire a lot of youth in the high school area here in Lafayette. We'll be right back with Coach Trev Faulk right after these messages.
For over 62 years, Poche's Meat Market Restaurant and Smokehouse has been a cornerstone of our community. With a legacy of flavor and tradition, Poche's brings you the finest Cajun meats and dishes crafted with love and expertise. From our famous boudin and cracklings to mouthwatering smoked sausages, every bite tells a story of quality and heritage. Come taste the tradition at Poche's. Join us at Poche's Meat Market and Restaurant, where community and flavor come together. Visit us today and be part of the legacy. Poche's, over 62 years of making every meal memorable. Tax break, income tax, and bookkeeping. Call E.J. Ledette for all of your tax needs. 607 Burrard Street, Bro Bridge. 337-332-3855. Dane Green's Piggly Wiggly and Tea Cochon. Visit the store for meat market specials or daily plate lunches, or visit Tea Cochon for Hunt's Brothers Pizza and wings and gas. FM Bank. Visit the Business Center, 100 South Main Street, Bro Bridge. 337-332-4132. Or visit the bank at 929 Reese Street, Bro Bridge. Calais Auto Detail. Established in 2020, bringing dedication to excellence. Contact Dillard Calais, owner-operator, at 337-852-4970. Now back to Sports Talk with Coach Scotty Burrell.
All right, welcome back to Sports Talk, man. I'm your guy, Scotty Burrell. We're here with Trev Faulk. He is the football director at Lafayette Renaissance, the new school that opened up here in Lafayette, if you hadn't heard. Trev, we want to dig deep in a little bit about you, man. Tell us something about Trev Faulk. Who are you? A little bit about your family. You married?
A little bit about myself. First and foremost, a Christian man, God-fearing man. I've been married for 17 years to my high school sweetheart, Rachel.
Oh, you and I. You know what, though? My wife's name is Rachel.
Really?
And she's my high school sweetheart. I told you we did Boston.
Yes,
so
sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. We have two children, Trev Jr., who is 13, and Reagan, who is 10. Youngest of 7 kids from right here in Lafayette. Really, coaching and sports, athletics have given me so much, and it's become my ministry as I've gotten into my adult life, and the opportunity to serve young people has been a blessing on my life, and I just try to help them to become better people through the game of sport.
Absolutely. You know, we joked before we got on the air, and I was telling you that God had put me in a position, being an athlete in the past, that, you know, started helping kids in the community. And you just mentioned that you're doing the same thing. Plus, by coincidence, your wife is your high school sweetheart, and they both named Rachel. So we got a lot in common, man. We got a lot in common. Look, guys, we know we're going to. You're from Lafayette. You played at Lafayette High School?
Yes, sir.
Let's talk a little bit about that. How was that back in high school at Lafayette High?
Oh, I had a great time at Lafayette High. Honestly, going into high school, I wanted to attend Karen Crow High. That Karen Crow was the first school that I rooted for. Both of my brothers played at Karen Crow. My cousins played at Karen Crow, and of course, everyone knows Kevin, my cousin
Absolutely.
Kevin, and the legacy that he left there at Karen Crow. And I wanted to go and kind of follow in those footsteps. At the time, there weren't school of choice or any of those things, so we kind of went to the zone school, the school that we were zoned for. Extremely thankful that I know earlier we were talking about God's plan and His path for us, and that was had a wonderful, wonderful experience at Lafayette High. Not only playing sports, but academically, some of the friendships that I made that continue throughout this day. Really, really thankful for the opportunities that I had there.
So what year did you graduate from Lafayette High?
Graduated in 1999.
1999. You got a chance to play a little bit of college football. You went on to LSU. Let's talk a little bit about how that went in your journey at LSU.
Yes, sir. So was fortunate enough after graduating from high school to have an opportunity to go and continue my career in education at LSU. Signed under Coach Jerry Donardo with the 1999 class. Right. After that season, we had a rough season, went 3-8 my freshman year. Coach Donardo was relieved of his duties, and they brought in Coach Nick Saban. Had an opportunity.
So you got to play for the Lakers.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing.
Yes, sir.
Amazing.
Played the next couple of years for Coach Saban, and we ended up winning the SEC my final year, and had a great time there. Made some lifelong friends there as well.
Describe a moment that you might have had under Coach Saban that stuck with you throughout your career.
Really, and it's kind of funny to think about today, because at the time, and I tell this to people all the time, I have a much greater appreciation for Coach Saban now as an adult than I did sometimes as a 19 or 20-year-old.
Absolutely.
And so I find myself sometimes saying some of the things that he'd say, or handling situations in similar fashion as to the way that he handled things. So it's not even necessarily a particular moment. It was just kind of an overall philosophy of embracing each day and attacking that particular day, and not being results oriented and focusing on the scoreboard, but focusing on doing the things that are necessary to have the success that you're trying to have, not only in sports but in life. And that was kind of the lasting impact that he has had on me, and that we try to pass on to the kids that we're fortunate enough to work with.
So I can tell that he left a great impression, and you can tell by the legacy he's going to leave behind. So, I mean, hats off to you playing for a guy with that stature, man. I know you have a lot of stories that you can tell that we'll probably be here for hours, but amazing. So you went on, you got Nick Saban, and y'all won the SEC championship. And
yes, sir.
What was your next adventure after that?
So actually graduated from college at the end of my junior season.
Oh, absolutely. Great.
Made a decision to enter the NFL draft, and unfortunately, or fortunately, my professional career didn't quite go the way that I wanted it to. Dealt with a lot of obstacles and adversities that many people who are chasing not only professional football, but really any professional career. But extremely thankful, because it was during those times that I really had an opportunity to grow in my faith and to grow into the man that God ultimately desires and destined for me to be. And it was through those times that I've become the person, and am still striving to become the person that I want to be. So very, very thankful. Had an opportunity to carve out a 5-year career in the National Football League, and so went undrafted, took the long route as an undrafted free agent, was on the practice squad for a bit, and finally had some breakthroughs in Arizona and St. Louis, and was able to have a 5-year career between those two rosters.
Well, I've heard, and you could probably contest to that, that's one of the hardest jobs in America.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
And I've heard it from quite a few professional athletes, but just getting that opportunity was a blessing. And, I see you, 2002, you started with the Broncos. Then you were with the Dallas Cowboys. And like you said, you got your break with the Arizona Cardinals and the St. Louis Rams. I mean, how amazing was that, stepping out into something we used to watch as a kid on Sunday, and now it's you running out into that field on Sunday. How big was that?
It was huge, and like I talk to our kids about regularly now, it's important to have vision. It's important to dream and to actually figure out how to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish, and then to put forth the effort into actually accomplishing it. Now, you've been around sports your entire life. I have as well. So we understand and we know the percentages of actually making it there are very, very slim. So I guess grateful, thankful would be a couple of words that would come to mind in describing those.
Well, now you get to see more athletes from Louisiana or Lafayette area or Acadian area making that jump to the league, which is a blessing for all these young guys. But like you said, I'm a little older than you are. Back then, it was just a handful.
Yes,
and if
sir.
you got that opportunity, you had to try to make the best of it. And you always see it on TV. And most of the time, kids didn't believe in it.
Yes,
And
sir.
that's when a guy like you come in that makes them understand what it takes to get to that next level, especially academically. The biggest issue with the kids today, we fall short of points. We fall short of this on the score. But back to you, Trev, we're going to talk about how was that last team you played with, the Saints? How amazing was that going to New Orleans knowing that that's my state team?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And just kind of by default, with local channels, local programming. When I was growing up, they didn't have the thousands of channels that we have now.
Right.
You kind of, the Saints were on TV, so
It was only the Saints and the Cowboys.
Exactly, and so that's why you have so many fans that they kind of seem to be from this area. Either you're a Cowboy fan or you're a Saints fan.
Right.
And then I think the Patriots fans grew with Kevin being from the area.
Yeah.
There's some Panthers with Jake
my
Malone
brother's
and all
a
of those
Patriots
things.
fan.
Right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so being able to have an opportunity to go there to compete for a roster spot, which ultimately, unfortunately, I didn't make the roster, but just to have that opportunity to go there and compete with those guys, it was a blessing for me.
Well, I said this to you earlier. God had a job for you. He knew a lot of these kids needed you back in the area, and your record speaks for itself. We're going to move on to your team. You started at Northside coaching, as a volunteer assistant. Then you went on to Vermilion Catholic. Then you became the Northside head coach. We're going to stop right there. Let's talk about that volunteer and then moving on to the head position.
Yes, sir. So actually, when I got into coaching, when I was playing ball, not only at LSU but also in pro ball, I would come home as often as I could and kind of mentor some kids. One of the kids that I was mentoring at the time was a kid by the name of Kenneth Baptiste. He was a running back at Northside.
Right, absolutely.
Ended up going on and playing college ball at Grambling, and so we were talking, and I actually had a back injury, so I was home rehabbing and trying to get back right to go and try to pursue it again after having back surgery. And so he told me that he felt like they could use my help there. Ended up going and spending some time with Coach Vince Darrowin.
Yes, great man.
There, and Coach Vince was gracious enough to give me an opportunity. Learned a lot from him and the rest of the guys that were there working with him, the rest of his staff, and really fell in love with it. Fell in love with coaching, with kind of mentoring the kids, and it was an opportunity to still be around the game and also give back to some kids as well. So it was a great fit for me.
Well, absolutely, man. You did a little bit at VC. You went on. You came back to Northside. You got a job at LCA. In my opinion, it's just my opinion. You turned the program into one of the top schools in the state of Louisiana. Let's talk a little bit about that. How that came about and all the accolades you accomplished over there.
So just kind of taking a step back.
Okay.
I'd be remiss without giving a shout out and credit to Mr. Mike Gilbo and the administration at Vermilion Catholic.
Okay.
For giving me an opportunity there with zero head coaching experience and all of those things, taking a chance on me and giving me an opportunity. Still speak to him every so often now today. Still have relationships with our kids there. Great people there at Vermilion Catholic. Really did a great job of welcoming my family and I, and it's always going to be a special place because my son was born that August going into my initial season as a head coach there. So special time, special place to us there. Went back to Northside as the head coach there, led the program there for a few years. Fortunate enough to have that opportunity as well. We were able to make an impact. We didn't necessarily have all of the success that we wanted to have on the field, but we still have some successes
on the kids' lives.
Some relationships with kids off the field, which is most important to us.
Amen.
There. Then kind of fast forwarding, like you said, had the opportunity to go and help to build upon the program that was in its infancy stages at Lafayette Christian Academy. Was afforded that opportunity there by the administration there, and we were able to work with some really great kids, some great coaches, some great people, and really and truly, I mean, it's the hand of God that was all over the program, and that's kind of one of the things that we've always tried to do is make sure that we had God involved in trying to build character and help the kids to get better. And so, really, when you look at, we were there 7 years, went to the state finals 6 years in a row, winning 4 of those. I mean, it's, I can't possibly take credit for that. It was a combination of the work that we put in as a staff with the kids, with the faculty, administration, everybody.
It takes everybody because I work at Cecilia, and we had just recently went to the state final, and exactly what you just said. Everybody was on board. The community, the people in the grocery store, at the snowballs. It was amazing. And I'm from Brobridge. It was amazing just to go into the store like, Coach. And I wasn't even on the football coaching staff, but just being a part of the school, I know how much it meant to them, so I can just imagine what it meant to you guys. And you continue to build on that success. So hats off to what you've done at that school. And I know you're here now as the football director. Let's talk a little bit about your new school and the new program, your head coach here, and how's that going?
So here as the football director, essentially my role is to kind of oversee and assist and serve and help to build all of the programs here from 5th and 6th grade through high school varsity football. And so I wear various hats and serve in various capacities here. My son, this year especially, is kind of different and special to me. My son is an 8th grader here playing football for the first time. So I'm helping to assist with the 7th and 8th grade team as well.
You fuss at
helping with the.
You fuss at him? There you go. Oh, we did that. I like that.
Helping to build the varsity program and just kind of doing whatever needs to be done and helping to serve in whatever way I can.
Now you have your head coach is Hunter Landry.
Correct. Yes, sir.
He was also with you at LC at one point.
Yes,
and that's another young man that was under your wings. Let's talk a little bit about how much like Hunter has meant to the program so far, and because he talks highly about you. I'm gonna say that. We did an interview with Hunter Landry at Sports Talk at the beginning of one of the earlier shows, and he praised you a lot. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, sir. So actually, oddly enough, met Hunter probably back in 2011, 2012 when we were at Vermilion Catholic, and prior to me moving on to Northside, we were trying to get him there at VC to be a part of our staff there. Kind of fast forward a few years, and around 2019, he came on board with us here at Lafayette Christian. He ended up serving as an assistant there, left and came back for a couple years as our offensive coordinator and took over as the head coach last year, and obviously did a phenomenal job of leading the program back to the state finals. So when it was time, or when we made the decision to move and to come here, we wanted to try to surround ourselves with as much of the family as we could, as much as of the band, as we call it, as we possibly could. And Coach Hunter made the move with us. He's a phenomenal, not only as an offensive mind, but really and truly, he's a great coach, but he's an even better person.
He is.
Has a heart for the kids, and
he does.
Really and truly, that's what it kind of takes to be able to
In other words, you got somebody that's almost just like you. But you know what?
We're
but that's all right.
Yeah,
it's all right because you want your staff, people that you can trust. And I knew Hunter he was a quarterback at Brobridge High School when I was coaching at the time. So I've watched him grow as a young man, as a coach, and as a player. So. And his dad is a wonderful person.
Yes,
too.
sir.
I know the family. Great family. Hunter, kudos to you.
Yes, sir.
But what's in the future for Trev Faulk in high school sports?
So my plan right now, and I never try to, plan too far ahead, because ultimately I'm a prayerful man, as I led with at the beginning, and so whatever direction God kind of directs things, or the next assignment that He moves us on to, we'll just kind of be open and be prepared for that. And while we're here at Lafayette Renaissance, we're going to do everything that we can to try to help to serve not only the football program but the student body as well, and to try to build as good of a program as we can that the school will be proud of, the community will be proud of, but most importantly, try to help to build and develop really good young men. And we have a young lady on the team, so young men and young women.
I like that. I
as
like
well.
that. I like that.
And so those are ultimately the most important things to us. And kind of going back to Hunter and the rest of our staff, like if you don't have a heart for the kids and don't have that genuine concern and care about them as people first, then you're kind of going to have a hard time fitting in with the program that we have here. So we're looking forward to a very, very bright future here, and trying to build and develop and help young people grow.
Well, you know, I had an old statement, Trev. I like to say, if your high school or little league coach does not leave an impression on you, or he or she, that means either they didn't do something right or you didn't believe in them.
Yes, sir.
And when you walk down in the malls or go into the restaurant, kids run up to you like, "Hey, coach, that's it. You did your job. You did your job."
Absolutely.
You know, hey, we're going to take a little break. We'll be right back. We're going to hear from our sponsors. We'll be right back with Trev Faulk.
Attention high school students. Ready to hit the road? Coach C Driving Academy is here to make you a confident and safe driver. With experienced instructors, flexible schedules, and a friendly atmosphere, Coach C Driving Academy is the perfect place to get your driver's license. Join the hundreds of students who've already mastered the road with Coach C. Don't wait. Call or visit us online to sign up today. Coach C Driving Academy, your key to an open road. Off the Muscle Movers. Contact Alfonso Williams at 337-278-6539. Rob Chevalier, attorney at law. Call Rob for all of your legal needs. Blake Miguez, Louisiana State Senator, Hall of Famer Cigar Club. Contact President Tyrone Bucket Jones. Contact Vice President Brian Jones. Now back to Sports Talk with Coach Scotty Burrell.
All right, welcome back to Sports Talk. Either you can or you don't want. We're here with Lafayette Renaissance football director, Trev Faulk. Man, what a great guy. I'm enjoying this conversation. That's why I call it a conversation, Trev.
Yes,
I don't want to be sitting here. This is just having a genuine conversation about good people, and you are a good person. We got to give a shout out to my cousin Banks, because Banks gonna say, "You ain't mentioned me." You didn't mention me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you, Randall Menard. They probably don't know about Randall.
Right,
Right.
Yes, sir.
But we're going to move along. Trev, your journey from a player to a coach. Can you tell us your journey from playing at LSU, playing in the NFL, and to become a high school coach, and now the football director? What inspired you to make those transitions?
I think part of it kind of goes back to what you spoke about before, in terms of your youth league coaches, high school coaches making an impact there. So I can't leave this conversation without mentioning my high school football coach, Bobby Green. Like I said before, I'm the youngest of 7 kids, raised by a single parent, and I had a phenomenal, fortunately still, a phenomenal mother who did a tremendous job with all of us. And she had assistance from my 2 older brothers, but also coaches who came along the way and helped. And I know the impact that he had on my life as a teenage boy, strong-willed, sometimes hard-headed, stubborn teenage boy, and just the love and the care. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The love and the care that he had, him and the rest of the staff that they had for myself and our teammates, along with friends, his fathers, and things like that, that really impacted me, made me want to use the game to come back and try to impact others.
Well, like you said, that's the old saying, it takes a village to raise a young man. And because, my mom used to say, when you go to practice, coach going to handle you the way you need to handle you.
Yes, sir.
Don't come back and tell me nothing about coach. If you want to come home and talk about it, you're going to quit.
Yes, sir.
Because You in his hands. And
Yes,
you speak coaching philosophy. You won several high school championships. What is your coaching philosophy, and how do you instill that in your players?
Uh, really, we have 5 foundational principles that our program is built upon. The first one is love. So we're gonna love our kids. We're gonna show them that we love them. We're gonna tell them that we love them. We're gonna hold them accountable, and we're gonna treat them. I try to coach them the way that I would want someone to coach my son.
Yes,
And hold him accountable, help him to get better, love on him, cry when he needs to be cried with, discipline him when he needs to be disciplined. So that's the first one. The second one is faith or belief. The third one is hard work. The fourth one is discipline. And the fifth one is toughness. And so the beautiful thing about those 5 things is every person in the program, from the most talented kid to the least talented kid, is able to be held to those standards.
Right.
And not only that, those standards transcend athletics. They transcend football. They'll help you to be successful in the classroom, as a husband, as a father, in business, and so on and so forth, whatever it is that you try to pursue in life after this.
You know, you're absolutely right. I hope when people see this conversation on Sports Talk, they're really listening to what we are discussing and some of the details you are presenting. You know, everybody's not going to make it to the college level. Everybody's not going to make it to the NFL. But you can make it in life.
Absolutely.
And that's what you guys are trying to instill. It's okay if you don't make it, but you still got to make a great life of what you have. And I like to say you don't have to make the best. You don't have to have the best to make the best of what you have.
Absolutely.
You know, so that talks about your leadership. Great leader. I've heard so many, many good things about you. That's why I was so persistent in trying to get you on Sports Talk. You've been recognized for your leadership both on and off the field. How do you cultivate your leadership, the qualities into your team members and your staff?
Well, it's a couple of things. 2, probably the greatest influences on my life as a growing person. Number 1, my mother. Number 2, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And both are servant leaders. And so when I think about leadership, I think about the person that's at the top ought to be the biggest servant that there is. And that's what I watched my mom do. And as I'm studying, as I'm reading and diving into my word, that's what I see Jesus did. He was here to serve, not to be served. And that's just what I try to do as a leader, and just letting people know that, you know, I care about you, I love you, and just trying to take care of people and having integrity and all of those things. But all of that started from home and watching my mother run a household and handle her business and do the things that needed to be done to raise us.
Now, you know, I was not a football player, but just listening to you speak how genuine you are, you might make me get back out there. No, I ain't gonna be breaking those knees can't cut. I'll be the one tapping on the helmet. Coach. So, Coach, challenges, man. What were some of your biggest challenges you faced in your coaching career, and how did you overcome some of those?
That's a great question. I think the some of the biggest challenges are the fact that I don't bat 1,000 when it comes to kids having success within the program. Just as a competitor, as someone who is on a mission, like I want to see all of our kids go on and be successful, not necessarily sports wise, but in life.
Right, just what we talked about.
Those are the stories when I've heard about kids that left our program or graduated from school and then go on and get into trouble or aren't having some success or just dealing with the challenges that life sometimes presents. Those are the biggest challenges for me, because I take a lot of those things personally and wonder if there's something that I could have done better, that we could have done better to kind of redirect them.
Yeah, because I get some of these phone calls every now and then from former players that they doing well or they need a little assistance in some area. Right before I came here, I got a phone call from a kid that played at Bro Bridge High, and I actually was coaching at Cecilia then, but he said, Coach, I ran across your phone in my direction. I said, let me just call and say hello.
Yes, sir.
Now somebody said, you don't believe how much that meant to me.
Right.
And I'm going up here to talk to you. And I said, man, that was amazing just to get that. So now you here, at Lafayette Renaissance. How does your coaching change at your new school compared to the previous experience? And what new challenge or opportunities you have to encounter here?
Other than some logistical issues, there hasn't been any change really. It's kind of the tenets of the program, the philosophies, the foundational principles, the things that we believe in, the character development and program building. All of those things are exactly the same. That now we've gotten better in some areas and grown and expanded in some areas, but all of those things are the same since we've been at Vermilion Catholic, from Vermilion Catholic, the North Side,
So you
to
just
Lafayette
packed your
Christian,
bags
to
and
here.
brought
Yes,
everything
sir.
with you.
Yes, sir. So some of those things just
I like
really
that.
don't change. We have some opportunities here to serve some more kids, to serve some kids and some more families, a different community here that we get an opportunity to work with and to serve a good school community here. So we're looking forward
Some young
to
men
those.
that needed guys like you to be in their corner.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. So those are some of the opportunities that we have here. But as far as like philosophy changes or anything outside of that, everything is pretty much the same. We're going to be who we are.
I like that, man. You didn't change nothing. You just brought it over to the new school.
Yes, sir.
Now, your player development. What strategies do you use to develop individual players, their skill, ensure that they reach their full potential? How do you go about that?
Yes, sir. So been really fortunate. You talked about my career, so I've been around and have had access to some of the best when it comes to training and speed and strength and conditioning and nutrition and all of those things. And we're fortunate enough here to have Coach Reggie Williams, who's been with us for the last several years since I've really been kind of in coaching full time. And he's a top-notch trainer and strength and conditioning specialist. So, and outside of that, we try to surround ourselves and be lifelong learners and continue to learn. And so we go to clinics and go and spend some time with some of the coaches around the state who do a really good job of player development and just kind of pick up tips and things that we can bring back to help our kids grow. And so we have plans for them in terms of being intentional with their academic growth, with their spiritual growth, with their growth as people, and just kind of so on and so forth. A full program and system for that as well.
Well, I could just now I know why everybody want to be around Trev Faulk. You're a great man, man. Like I said, I might come back, but I don't know. Look, man. So that means you had so many successful stories. Can you share a story of a player or team you coached that particularly stands out to you?
Oh, well, a couple of them. First head coaching job, Vermilion Catholic, 2011. Our senior class there, their freshman year, they went 0-10. Sophomore year went 4-7. Junior year went 4-7. And then we came in. It might have been about February, March, and right away we instituted 5 o'clock in the morning workouts because we didn't have an athletic PE there at the time. Kids showed up, worked throughout the summer, and we ended up going 13-1 that year. Went undefeated throughout the regular season, won the district championship, hosted a semifinals game, ended up coming up a little bit short against West St. John that year. But that was just an unbelievable experience there, just being able to first head coaching opportunity, first opportunity running the program, having the kids buy in and work as hard as they did. That group will always be special to us. And then the next one, I'd probably have to fast forward to 2017, our first state championship team at Lafayette Christian Academy. We're rolling along that year, won our first 8 games. Our quarterback, our team MVP, Zach Clement, goes down week 9, ironically enough, against Vermilion Catholic.
Oh, yeah, ironically. Yeah.
With the torn ACL. So we come up short. They end up beating us 10-9 that year. We insert Errol Rogers, who's one of our starting receivers as a sophomore. Very, very young football team. We're playing 8th. We have an 8th grader starting, multiple freshmen, sophomores starting, but that team just continued to believe, and against all odds, we ended up winning the state championship that year, finishing off the year with a 10-0 shutout against Ascension Catholic in the state championship game in the Dome. And so we actually beat Vermilion Catholic on a game-winning field goal.
Yes, I remember that.
To win that game.
Well, you got them back, huh?
And one of my favorite pictures of life is my wife and I. Somebody caught the picture of my wife and I embracing, hugging after that game. And that was just because nobody knows how much I really put into this, like my wife does.
The late night.
See, exactly.
A distance from your family.
Exactly.
You shut down someday because you're just thinking about it. I've been there, man.
Right,
I've been there.
Right. So that picture right there is special, and that team will forever be special. And obviously, we've been fortunate enough to go on some runs and to have some success there. But those two, in terms of the first one that I was actually the head coach of and running the program at VC, and then the first championship run that we had at Lafayette Christian Academy.
Man, amazing. So we know the type of guy you are, and what you bring to these young men and young lady that you have out there. Who were some of your biggest influences or mentors during your playing and coaching career, and what lessons did you learn from them?
I've spoken already about my mom's impact, about Jesus Christ and my Christian faith. Spoken about Coach Bobby Green, my head coach there. Mentioned Coach Nick Saban there. One of the biggest influences on my playing career is actually my cousin Kevin Faulk, and I think I like to look at him as kind of being a cheat sheet for me, because Kevin is 5 years older than me, and so he had the opportunity to experience everything before I did. Right. And so it's kind of like being able to see him experience signing and going to college. That made that a little bit more realistic for me in terms of the percentages are this, but I know somebody that's actually doing
somebody that you really close to.
Exactly. And so you cross that hurdle, and then seeing him go from LSU to the Patriots, that made the NFL goal a little bit more attainable and realistic to me, because I have someone that I can physically see, talk to, touch, who has done that thing that many people dream about doing. So he's always been a tremendous influence and impact on me, with the way that his humility, the way that he carries himself, the way that he hadn't changed and has been the same throughout. And really and truly, there have been so many others, other coaches that I've had the opportunity to pick up little nuggets from. Coach Lou Tepper, who was my first defensive coordinator and linebacker coach at LSU, he still sends me a Bible verse every Saturday morning, up until this day. So
like I said, if someone left the impression on, did it the right way, they left the impression.
Absolutely.
So many have done that for you. What's in the future here at Lafayette Renaissance for your current team this season, and how are you preparing to achieve them?
So right now, our goal is to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. Let's see how much can we grow, how good that we can be with this 2024 version of our football team, of our program. So overall, just continuing to grow and develop, starting from the 5th and 6th graders, the 7th and 8th graders who've had early success, as well as our high school, both the JV and the varsity teams, and continuing to invest the time, the energy, the resources, and the efforts into helping to build our kids, and also helping them to have success on the field and off the field. So those are the things that we'll continue to work on and do. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. No, I apologize. You wouldn't finish. Excuse. So I was about to ask, the team's record is currently
3-0.
Oh, well, you're getting it done.
Yes, sir.
You're getting it done. I didn't mean to cut you off. My apology. But advice for aspiring coaches. What advice would you give anyone, coaches who look up to you, successful transition from playing to coaching? What advice would you give a young coach trying to be Trev Faulk?
Call me, text me, email me. I'm not on social media or anything like that, but I try to make myself as accessible as possible. I try to reach out to young coaches, especially as they come into the area, especially first-time head coaches that I don't have all of the answers, but I have some resources and we can find out and figure some things out through the experiences that we've had. Again, kind of talking about coaches that have had impact. Coach Louis Cook is one of those guys to this day
Right.
that
Still
I can
coaching.
call
Still
and bounce questions off of and have things like that. And so I'll definitely encourage them to have their vision, their plan for what they want their program to look like, but also call guys, go spend some time with Coach Cook, go spend some time with the Coach Barus, go spend some time with some of the coaches who are doing a tremendous job in this area. That's one of the things about this Acadiana area is not only do we have a lot of talented players, we have a lot of talented and very, very successful coaches, and most of those guys are very accessible. The coach at the staff at Coach Desamore and his staff at UL are very, very accessible. So go and spend some time with people and ask questions and try to learn as much as you can. And most importantly, love your kids and try to build them up and see the bigger picture of, like you said, Coach, one day they're going to graduate from school and they're going to go on and be productive citizens in the
That's
community.
all you can ask.
And can we take advantage of all of the hours that we have with them as coaches to help them a little bit as they pursue those things?
Right. That's all we can ask for, because you well know the air will come at the ball. The game will stop for you.
Yes,
you know, just like I'm trying to get on the team with you now, and I'm telling you, my knees working. Do I have to practice?
We might be able to work something out, Coach.
All right. Hey, we're going to take a little break. We'll be right back with our closing remark with Coach Trev Faulk. Be right back.
Looking for the best seafood in town? Come on down to Crazy Bout Crawfish Seafood Restaurant. Indulge in their mouth-watering crawfish, succulent shrimp, and the freshest oysters around. Every bite bursts with authentic Cajun flavors that will leave you craving for more. Whether it's a family night out or a special celebration, Crazy Bout Crawfish is the place to be. We're open 7 days a week. Visit Crazy Bout Crawfish Seafood Restaurant today, where every meal is a celebration. Vincent Alexander, District 7 Parish Councilman. Angel Architect. Call Glenn Angel for all of your architectural needs. 1011 Burrard Street, Breaux Bridge. 3S Trucking. Owner, operator, Chris Simon. Flatbed hauling, dump truck hauling, anything you need hauled, call Chris Simon at 337-319-8587. Marshall Jimmy Dupree, St. Martin Parish. Now back to Sports Talk with Coach Scotty Burrell with closing comments from our special guests.
All right, welcome back, man. That's why I call it a conversation. I'm here at Lafayette Renaissance with football director Trev Faulk, man. If you don't know him, you better get to know him. Man, I'm getting goosebumps just sitting by this young man. And I'm going to say it again. I done mentioned Banks, and I know Banks and Kevin. And so, Kevin, you got to come on Sports Talk also.
Yes,
but
sir.
Just being here, man, you're so genuine, man. It's bouncing all over the gym where we sit, and I could just feel it. You know, any closing remarks that you can want to touch on that I might have not touched on here today?
I think we've pretty much covered everything as far as conversation goes. I would just be remiss, and I touched on my faith earlier, and just my belief. God is for real. God is good, and I would encourage everybody out there to work on your relationship with God, work on your relationship with Christ, and spend some time with Him. And that would be the only thing that I would necessarily have to close. That I would like to close.
Well, maybe one more thing I want to ask you. Give a little word of wisdom or encouragement. It's a lot of like the junior high kids, the people that are watching my show, that if you have anything that you can touch on about it, the little leaguers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Something that we kind of touched on a little bit earlier is make sure that you have a dream. Like dream and dream big, dream crazy, actually, and believe that you can actually go out and do it, and then put in the work to actually go out and attain it, and believe in yourself and give yourself an opportunity to live the life that you desire to live. But I believe that all of those things start off with just having a dream or a vision or a reason, a purpose that I'm getting up and that I'm going after something each and every day.
Man, I like that. I like that. And biggest thing I heard you saying, even till today, I don't coach anymore, but I still talk to a lot of high school coaches, college coaches. My best friend is one of the college coaches down at Southern University. You're not afraid to ask questions. You're not afraid to call someone that's a step ahead of you to say, hey, how did you get this far?
Sir.
And that's
Yes,
what
sir.
that's what a lot of you young coaches need to recognize, because I know I'm one of the older coaches, and I'm working with a group of young men at Cecilia, the Williams brothers, who does an outstanding job. They're not afraid to ask questions. He'll pick my brain, and I'll give him my advice. So once again, guys, we're at Lafayette Renaissance. Football director, Trev Faulk. Man, what a wonderful conversation. Coach Faulk, we want to thank you so much for your time. It's been great to hear about your journey, your insight, the plans and the future for Lafayette Renaissance, your dedication for the sports, and you're truly inspiring. We want to wish you best of luck to you and your team and your family. We're looking forward to seeing all the success that lies ahead. Once again, we want to thank you for joining Sports Talk Conversation with me, Scotty Burrell, and good luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you very much, Coach. I appreciate you having me.
We'll be right back with our final thoughts.
When it comes to protecting your rights and securing your future, trust Boyer, Hebert, and Angel, attorneys at law. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we provide top-notch legal services tailored to your needs. And for all of your real estate transactions, the closing companies ensure a smooth and efficient process from start to finish. With expert guidance and unparalleled service, your peace of mind is our priority. Boyer, Hebert, and Angel attorneys at law and the closing companies, your trusted partner in law and real estate. Call us today to learn more. Justin Cantu, attorney at law. Call Justin at 337-909-1776. Dr. Homer Williams, a trusted healthcare provider within our community for over 35 years. Panda Bear Cares. Owners Stephanie and Langston Babineau, giving to local battered women and children. Now back to Sports Talk with Coach Scotty Burrell and the final say. Either you can't or you don't won't.
All right, I'm back, Coach Scotty Burrell here at Lafayette Renaissance, man. I tell my guy, don't leave. Let's stay here and finish this off with me, because I think I'm going to have to call him on a Sunday after church. Give away. Tell your wife she going to be mad with me because one afternoon. I just love speaking to guys like you, young, energetic. Everything is real. It sounds so real. We want to thank you again, Trev, again for sharing those insights. Man, it's clear that your leadership, your commitment to the team, your driving forces behind your success, your church, God-fearing man. We wish you and the team again all the best this season. Looking forward to seeing all the great things you're going to accomplish. Hopefully we can come by, catch a couple of games, maybe during football and basketball season. As you see, we're just a two-man show, but hey, we get it done. You know, you have two men in the truck, we two men in the car.
Yes,
right
sir.
now. But thank you for being a guest on Sports Talk Conversation. Until next time, stay strong, keep inspired. Lafayette Renaissance football director. What a great guy, Trev Faulk. Thank you.
Appreciate it, cool.
Sports Talk with Scotty Burrell.
Either you can or you don't want.
It's Sports Talk with Scotty Burrell.
We go